welcome back to A Fuzzy Demon Plays Morrowind. I'm Fuzzy.
I'm Sev.
Where we left off last time, we kind of had a recording mishap, and we lost about 45 minutes of recording time and video, so we're going to be inside the Dwemer Ruin. But yeah.
Not a lot happened. I think we might have gained 1 or 2 stat points in athletics on the way there, but
yeah, nothing too crazy.
The only thing we really learned was how to set up our quick keys for our spells, which is really nice.
Those are still good. That's still set up. Turn the volume down. It's still really loud.
It is kind of loud, isn't it? Kill him dead. Sorry if we go quiet here for a little bit. We've done this already. We went back to an older save. We've done this already.
Let's see, we go this way.
Man, she's just gutting you.
Let's see, the iron's onto we can use
Gold.
it's all blocked off there.
Then we go up here.
You will
Did I
die.
get resistance again?
Yeah.
Fight.
Yeah, if he doesn't kill you first. I'm watching it now. When you get down to about a quarter, you should probably heal, because it takes time to heal. Now's a good time. I wonder why this boy's iron resistant. Is it just because he's a Breton?
Maybe.
Oh, he's that you two will hit each other. Aye! Oh, we don't have our heavy armor on anymore.
We don't.
I mean, you've got unarmored skill level up.
Feel to know death is near.
Might as well take it. Good God.
Short blades is too. Oh, we do have it on. Why'd we get unarmored then?
Pants, maybe?
Huh.
Yeah, just our pants. We don't have leggings.
Cool. Oops, just a fur. Throw. Yeet. I didn't set a timer up. Oh,
Yeah.
we can just see it now. Yeah, we set up a second monitor for this recording session because this was getting kind of annoying not being able to see if OBS is running, which was the issue yesterday. We recorded a whole session, but it didn't actually record.
We got this witch.
Yeah, be prepared. She's a little... She hits kind of hard. Holy crap. Why she hit so
I
hard?
think it's just her spear.
I feel like we have to go that way.
Yeah, I feel like we have to. Remember, I know I killed her before. I'm just trying to remember why.
Oh, you did save outside. That's smart.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Rage, Jesus.
She got... Holy crap, that was BS rage, man. Sounds like you're gonna have to heal after every direct hit.
Yeah.
Because the 3 hits kills.
do anything that time?
She's annoying.
A little bit.
If only we had a bow. Nope. Let's see what's this way. We haven't actually gone up here yet. She opened the door.
Oh, there she is.
You poked her once.
Screw your reach.
Jeez. This whole episode's just gonna be us dying. Nope.
Just gonna leave her alone because I'm just gonna continuously die.
Bet there's good loot in there though.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, we're back here. Okay. I don't know which way we really actually have to go, but
I don't either. We came down to get in.
yeah, there's a pathway over here.
Is there?
Yeah, I didn't go this way yet.
Okay.
So maybe we didn't mean to go that way.
Take it.
Still don't know how I feel about the old combat system not being able to hit somebody.
Yeah.
For sure resistant to magic.
That was a breath. I almost think you should just start using bound weapons instead. I feel like they do more damage because your conjuration's higher.
If I could really get a weapon out.
Now, part of it is your stamina is racked right now. Summon the ghost. Failed to cast. Failed to cast. Do not have enough magic.
It's probably just a conjuration. Eat him.
There, get him. Get
You
double
will die where you stand.
Shit, my weapon goes back to its own thing.
Actually, this isn't a bad way to try to handle that lady next time.
Yeah.
One more hit. Holy crap.
Jesus.
Man. Gotta really get used to this combat system.
Yeah, it's definitely different. And it's kind of annoying, to be honest.
We almost out of magic potions at this point.
Willpower, we got
One.
one left.
One potion left.
Awesome.
Neato. This just takes you back to her. What are those?
Scrap metals.
Drain health.
Apparently drains health.
That's what I want. Eat it.
Where's scrap metal? What are you?
Ornate treasure.
Fire stove. What stove we got going?
Fire stove.
I wonder where that goes.
Directly into the stone. Ooh, our athletics went up.
Good.
We gotta be getting close to an actual level up.
I hope.
I know it's 10 skill levels per actual level.
Yeah.
We've had to have gained close to 10 at this point. Sorry, that stretched my legs.
Okay, I've been here before.
How can you tell?
Noted. Back the other way.
And run.
If you can call this running.
Yeah, I should probably let your stamina come back.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Like Baywatch. Part of your combat issue is the stamina is under half. Because you're running, but walking is so miserably slow. Hopefully getting our speed up will fix that if we can figure out how to do that.
I'm assuming just walking. That's neat.
Dwarven engineers up in here. Yeah, I really think we should start using our... I know it uses some magic, but I think we should start using our bound weapons and get that up so that we always have a weapon. Don't you have bound longsword? There you go. Pull it out, then put it away, and it'll save its timer.
I don't think it actually does.
You think it does? Thought it did.
I don't think I have a little bit of cash when we get out of here.
I don't know where that stuff is
I have no idea.
I'm gonna step away for a minute.
Solution. 3 intelligence, 45 strength. I'm good.
I'm gonna step out of the room for a minute.
Alright, we got a book. A Dance in Fire, Chapter 4. Don't know what the first 3 chapters were, but 18 Bossamer and 1 Cyrodiilic former senior clerk from an Imperial Building Commission trudged through the jungle westward from the Xylo River to the ancient village of Vindisi for the Decimus Scotty. The jungle was hostile. Unfamiliar ground. The enormous vermiculated trees filled the bright morning with darkness and resembled nothing as so much as grasping claws, bent on impeding their progress. Even the fronds of the low plants quivered with malevolent energy. What was worse, he was not alone in his anxiety. His fellow travelers, the natives who had survived the Khajiit attacks on the villages of Grenos and Athay, wore faces of undisguised fear. There was something sentient in the jungle, and not merely the mad but benevolent indigenous spirits. In his peripheral vision, Scotty could see the shadows of the Khajiit following the refugees, leaping from the tree to tree. When he turned to face them, the lithe forms vanished into the gloom as if they had never been there. But he knew he had seen them, and the boss Miri saw them too, and quickened their pace. After 18 hours, bitten raw by insects, scratched by 1,000 thorns, and they emerged into a valley clearing. It was night, but a row of blazing torches greeted them, illuminating the leather wroth tents and jumbled stones of the hamlet of Vindisi. At the end of the valley, the torches marked a sacred site, a gnarled bower of trees pressed close together to form a temple. Wordlessly, the boss Miri walked the torched arcade toward the trees. Scotty followed them. When they reached the solid mass of living wood with only one gaping portal, Scotty could see a dim blue light glowing within. A low, sonorous moan from 100 voices echoed within. The boss Miri maiden he had been following held out her hand, stopping him. You do not understand, but no outsider, not even a friend, may enter, she said. This is a holy place. Scotty nodded and watched the refugees march into the temple, heads bowed. Their voices joined with the ones within. When the last wood elf had gone inside, Scotty turned his attention back to the village. There must be food to be had somewhere. A tendril of smoke and a faint whiff of roasting venison beyond the torchlight led him. They were 5 Cyrodiils, 2 Bretons, and a Nord. The group gathered around a campfire of glowing white stones, pulling steaming strips of meat from the cadaver of a great stag. As at Scotty's approach, they rose up, all but the Nord, who was distracted by his hunk of animal flesh. Good evening, sorry to interrupt, but I was wondering if I might have a little something to eat. I'm afraid I'm rather hungry after walking all day with some refugees from Grenos to Athay. They bade him to sit down and eat, and introduce themselves. So, the war's back on, it seems, said Scotty, amiably. But, best thing for these effet do-nothings, replied the Nord between bites. I never seen such a lazy culture. Now they've got the Khajiit striking them on land and the High Elves at sea. If there's any providence that deserves a little distress, it's damnable Valenwood. I don't see how they're so offensive to you, laughed one of the Bretons. They're congenial thieves, even worse than Khajiit, because they are so blessed.
It's a long book.
Yeah, it is. Mecking their aggression. The Nord spat out a gob of fat which sizzled on the hot stones of the fire. They spread their forests into the territory that doesn't belong to them, slowly infiltrating their neighbors. And they're puzzled when Elsewire shove back at them. They're all villains of the worst order. What are you doing here? Asked Scotty. I'm a diplomat from the court of Gehenna, muttered the Nord, returning to his food. What about you? What are you doing here? Asked one of the Cyrodiils. I work for Lord Atreus, building commission in the Imperial City, said Scotty. One of my former colleagues suggested that I come down to Valenwood. He said war was over, and I could contract a great deal of business for my firm rebuilding what was lost. One disaster after another, and I've lost all my money. I'm in the middle of a rekindling war, and I cannot find my former colleague.
Holy crap.
This one's gonna take a minute.
Okie dokie.
Your former colleague, murmured another of the Cyrodiils, who had introduced himself as Reglius. He wasn't by any chance named Leodes Juris, was he? You know him? He lured me down to Valenwood in nearly the exact same circumstances, smiled Reglius. Grimly, I worked for your employer's competitor, Lord Van Men, where Leodes Juris also formerly worked. He wrote to me asking that I represent Imperial Building Commission and contract some post-war construction. I had just been released from my employment, and I thought that I brought some new business. If I brought some new business, I could have my job back. Juris and I met in Athay, and he said he was going to arrange a very lucrative meeting with the Sylvanar. Scotty was stunned. Where is he now? I'm no theologian, so I couldn't say. Reglius shrugged. He's dead. When the Khajiit attacked Athay, they began torching the harbor where Juris was readying his boat. Or should I say my boat, since it was purchased with the gold I brought. By the time we were even aware of what was happening, enough to flee, everything by the water was ash. The Khajiit may be animals, but they know how to arrange an attack. I think they followed us through the jungle to Vindisi, said Scotty nervously. There was definitely a group of something jumping along the treetops. Probably one of the monkey folk, snorted the Nord. Nothing to be concerned about. When we first came to Vindisi, the Bosmiri all entered that tree. They were furious, whispering something about unleashing an ancient terror on their enemies. The Breton shivered, remembering they've been there ever since, for over a day and a half now. If you want something to be afraid of, that's the direction to look. The other Breton, who was a representative of the Daggerfall Mages Guild, was staring off into the darkness while his fellow provincial spoke. Maybe there's something in the jungle, too. Right on the edge of the village, looking in. More refugees, maybe? Asked Scotty, trying to keep the alarm out of his voice.
Scotty.
Not unless they're traveling through the trees now, whispered the wizard. The Nord and one of the Cyrodiils grabbed a long tarp of wet leather and pulled it across the fire, instantly extinguishing it without so much as a sizzle. Now Scotty could see the intruders, their epileptical yellow eyes and long cruel blades catching torchlight.
Elliptical? Not epileptical?
No, oops. Elliptical.
Their eyes are just having seizures.
Yeah. He froze without fear, praying that he, too, was not so visible to them. He felt something bump against his back and gasped. Regulus's voice hissed up from above. Be quiet for Mara's sake and climb up here. Scotty grabbed a hold of the knotted double vine that hung down from a tall tree at the edge of the dead campfire. He scrambled up it as quickly as he could, holding his breath lest any grunt of exertion escape him. At the top of the vine, high above the village, was an abandoned nest from some great bird and trident-shaped branch. As soon as Scotty had pulled himself into the soft, fragrant straw, Regulus pulled up the vines, and no one else was there, and when Scotty looked down, he could see no one below. No one that is except the Khajiit, slowly moving toward the glow of the temple tree. Thank you, whispered Scotty, deeply touched that a competitor had helped him. He turned away from the village and saw that the tree's upper branches brushed against the mossy rock walls that surrounded the valley below.
The mossy rock what? Walls?
Walls.
That's not what I heard.
How are you at climbing? You're mad. You're mad, said Regulus under his breath. We should stay here until they leave. If they burn Vindisi like they did Athe and Granos, we'll be dead for sure, or sure as if we were on the ground. Scotty began the slow, careful climb up the tree, testing each branch. Can you see what they're doing? I can't really tell, Regulus stared down into the gloom. They're at the front of the temple. I think they also have, it looks like long ropes trailing off behind them, off into the pass. Scotty crawled into the strongest branch that pointed toward the wet, rocky face of the cliff. If it was not a far jump at all, it was not a far jump at all. Yeah, that one. So close, in fact, that he could smell the moisture and feel the coolness of the stone. But it was a jump, nevertheless. And in his history as a clerk, he had never before leapt from a tree 100 feet off the ground to a sheer rock. He pictured in his mind's eye the shadows that had pursued him through the jungle from the heights above. How their legs coiled to spring, how their arms snapped forward in an elegant, fluid motion to grasp he leapt. His hands grappled for rock, but long, thick cords of moss were more accessible. He held hard, but when he tried to plant his feet forward, they slipped up skyward. For a few seconds, he found himself upside down before he managed to pull himself into the more conventional position. There was a narrow outcropping jutting out of the cliff where he could stand and finally exhale. Regulus, 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 Scotty did not dare to call out. In a minute, there was a shaking of branches, and Lord Venek's men emerged. First his satchel, then his head, then the rest of him. Scotty started to whisper something, but Regulus shook his head violently and pointed downward. One of the Khajiit was at the base of the tree, peering at the remains of the campfire. Regulus awkwardly tried to balance himself on the branch, but as strong as it was exceedingly difficult with only one free hand. Scotty cupped his palms and then pointed up at the satchel. It seemed to pain Regulus to let it out of his grasp, but he relented and tossed it to Scotty. There was a small, almost invisible hole in the bag, and when Scotty caught it, a single coin dropped out. It rang as it bounced against the rock wall on the descent. A high, soft sound that seemed like the loudest alarm Scotty had ever heard. Then many things happened very quickly. The Cathay Rot at the base of the tree looked up and gave a loud wail. The other Khajiit followed in chorus as the cat below crouched down and then sprung up into the lower branches. Regulus saw it below him, climbing up with impossible dexterity, and panicked. Even before he jumped, Scotty could tell that he was going to fall. With a cry, Regulus the clerk plunged to the ground, breaking his neck on impact.
Wow.
Yeah, right. A flash of white fire erupted from every crevice of the temple, and the moan of Basmiri prayer changed into something terrible and otherworldly. The climbing Cathay Rot stopped and stared. Kiergo, it gasped, the wild hunt. It was as if a crack in reality had opened wide. A flood of horrific beasts, tentacle toads, insects of armor and spine, gelatinous serpents, vaporous beings with the face of gods, all poured forth from the great hollow tree. Blind with fury, they tore the Khajiit in front of the temple to pieces. All of the other cats fled for the jungle, but as they did so, they began pulling on the ropes they carried. In a few seconds' time, the entire village of Vindisi was boiling with the lunatic apparitions of the wild hunt. Over the babbling, barking, howling hordes, Scotty heard Cyrodiils in hiding cry out as they were devoured. The Nord, too, was found and eaten in both Bretons. The wizard had turned himself invisible, but the swarm did not rely on their sight. The tree that the Cathay Rot was in began to sway and rock from the impossible violence beneath it. Scotty looked at the Khajiit's fear-struck eyes and held out one of the cords of moss. The cat's face showed its pitiful gratitude as it leapt from the vine. It didn't have time to entirely replace that expression. When Scotty pulled back the cord and watched it fall, the hunt consumed it to the bone before it struck the ground. Damn. Scotty's own jump.
Mass genocide.
You're right. Scotty's own jump up to the next outcropping of rock was immeasurably more successful. From there, he pulled himself to the top of the cliff and was able to look down into the chaos that had been the village of Vindisi. The hunt's mass had grown and began to spill out through the pass out of the valley. Pursuing the fleeing Khajiit, it was then that the madness truly began. In the moon's light, from Scotty's vantage, he could see where the Khajiit had attached their ropes. With a thunderous boom, an avalanche of boulders poured over the pass. When the dust cleared, he saw that the valley had been sealed. The wild hunt had nowhere to turn but on itself. Scotty turned his head, unable to bear the look at the cannibalistic orgy. The night jungle stood before him, a web of wood. He slung Regulus's satchel over his shoulder and entered.
This went real dark, real fast.
That was chapter 4, so...
Oh god, we haven't read chapters 1 through 3.
There's 3 chapters we gotta find at some point to figure out what was going on before that.
Yeah.
This is seriously all this place had. Just 1, 2.
An interesting book. Long, but...
Yeah, it was 24 freaking pages.
Long, but I did enjoy what it was telling us. Just because it really surprised me there at the end. I figured someone would die, but freaking everything.
Everybody and the wild hunt itself. Alright, so...
Darkness.
I guess we go back to the way we were already at.
Gotta go take on that chick?
Probably.
So here's my question. You can't use magic when you have a summoned weapon out. Can you use...
I can put it away and...
Can you summon your ghosty boy, then summon your sword?
Probably.
That might be the route to go to take her down, honestly. And then just have heal hot bard. You can't heal though. With your sword out. Not with your summon sword out. You'd have to put it away. This one takes some effort. Save.
I have no magic potions.
Might just have to go pole arm then. Oh, no, you still have this ready. Be ready to swap it. Oh.
And there.
Get her. He hit her for once. And she can't hurt it because it's a ghosty. Magic can hurt it. Oh, back. Oh, shit. Shit. That didn't go as quickly as I wanted it to go.
Trifle with you long enough.
Why did you go down?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with her pole arm.
Can you use dragon skin again? What'd you throw on yourself?
Chameleon. Sneak faster. My ghost just goes. Nothing in here anyways.
That's not the way to go anywhere. She's just painfully difficult.
Yeah.
Then where are we going? We still haven't found what we're looking for.
Let's see. There's an area over there I haven't been to yet.
Yeah, it seems like we haven't been there yet.
There's that, which is blocked, which is the way I need to go. I think. I don't know why that wasn't completely cleared up before.
Dead end.
Let's see, up that way.
We left. Through that door?
This door.
Where does this take us?
Centrifuge.
Oh, it's a whole new map.
This is that area.
Oh, there must be places we didn't go here.
I don't know.
Or do each one of those doors lead you somewhere different?
I think.
We've been here. That's where we just came from.
So that one leads back to that part of it. Which part does this lead me to? Same part.
Yeah. Same corridor. Okay.
Maybe there's something I missed out.
Maybe you have to kill her. Maybe she's holding the item.
I mean, I hope not. Because I really don't have a way to kill her.
I mean, there's that section across the lava.
Hello. Thank you.
We were stuck.
That was weird. Apparently haven't been down here yet.
Thought we had Yum down here.
I thought we did, but the map doesn't say we did. No, that wasn't the part that we lost. This is gonna be so rough. I don't have any fucking magic.
I should have killed
Got him.
Yeah, I have no health though.
Can you
Might
save him and rest?
probably.
Save in case they do kill you when you rest.
Some bracers.
That's helpful. But like your magic, your health, everything is basically dead.
Rest until healed. Let's see how that goes. I got health, but it doesn't regen magic.
Why doesn't it regen magic? Oh, because we don't naturally regen magic. That's rough.
Hopefully I can find some potions or something down here.
I haven't seen a single potion in this yet, actually.
Got a couple, but they're not
Not what we're looking for. I'd hate to leave here before we're finished, just to go buy shit.
Yeah. Chest is locked. Might have to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of loot to sell. Go buy some stuff, but
It's not like the other Elder Scrolls games where I can just power my way through it.
yeah, you
Actually have to be smart about some stuff.
because the combat's wonky.
Yeah, super wonky.
Again, as we skill up and stuff, it'll be better.
Yeah,
but
we'll definitely make it easier on ourselves, but got a bunch of stuff I can sell at least.
maybe we should head out and go.
Yeah, head back to town.
We'll come back and
Cut it there.
Yeah, we'll hit town. We'll sell some stuff. We'll come back. Everybody will be respawned. It'll be a great time.
Yeah, hopefully not. Not sure how this one works, so.
I don't know either. I don't know either. Oh. How do I get out of here?
Go back up. You know, in 7 years when I make it to the top. Hang on a second. Any faster?
Doesn't really seem to make a whole lot of difference.
Yeah, how's that?
An encumbrance.
Yeah, that might be part of it.
We got a bunch of loot to sell. We didn't get what we came for, but you know, we can always come back next episode. We'll have to get some magica potions for sure.
Yeah. Maybe.
If they sell like a ring of magic regen or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll definitely want to look into that.
Look, arrows? No, torches.
Useless. To town.
Hopefully this guy doesn't respawn.
That
Okay,
would
he's still dead.
Yeah, he did.
Good.
He was annoying too.
Yeah.
Do we have to go all the way back to town, or do you think Molmar or one of those other towns near here would have stuff to sell us?
I mean, I think that's our closest town is Balmor. It's right here.
Yeah.
Or Balmora.
Almora.
Which is our closest one, so it's gonna make it back there.
Shouldn't be terrible.
Should be alright.
Oh! Doorknob came out of nowhere.
Such a long trek back when you can't actually go at a decent speed.
Why isn't fast traveling a thing yet?
Right, maybe.
Nope.
Awesome. I mean, I think that's what the big insects are for.
Oh, the
They didn't-
Striders?
Yeah, they didn't have a fast travel system like Oblivion implemented yet. Which is a little disappointing, but
We're almost back to Balmora. Gonna poke it with your stick.
it's only got meta
Can
magic.
you rest in an inn? Is that a thing?
I think so.
Will that
Or I can
restore
find a
your
bed,
magic?
maybe.
Will that restore your magic? This stupid move. They look like little aliens.
Get right.
Here, Scrib. Give me your jelly.
Look, it's the rat that I killed before.
There's just gonna be bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
This is why they dispose of corpses.
Yeah. Bog down your world too much. Make your computer lag.
And crash again.
I'd be so mad. Maybe we can get some training while we're here.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls physics.
It's not even that steep of a hill.
What is that?
A glitch.
Neat.
Literally, that's so annoying.
Wee! Wee!
Why did they design slide physics into this for walking up hills?
You know.
This isn't even like mud. This is like hard rock ground. Not slipping on that, not gonna lie. Very easily.
Is Hard Rock Ground the place where they built the Hard Rock Cafe?
Probably.
Here comes Peter Cottontail. Hopping down the bunny trail.
It is almost Easter.
Yeah!
I will oblivion the shit out of this if I have to.
You know what? If it gets you levels, I'm not opposed. Especially if it lets you jump further so you can jump across that lava.
Yeah.
Just in case, you have to go that way.
Speak quickly.
I don't want to.
I just want to find a nice, warm bed to get my magicka back.
Let's see. I wonder if there's a bed in the Mage's Guild.
That would make sense, since you're part of it.
Yes, Outlander?
Any potions in you?
No.
Damn. Let's open a restocked.
Does not look like it.
That'd be nice.
We can always buy from what's her name?
Yeah.
Ajira?
Beds. Please give me my magic back. Awesome, it didn't give me my magic back.
That means we literally have to use Ajira's
Yes, what is
potions.
it? It suffers wounds.
Barter. I have stuff for you. All 4 of those.
She only has 800 gold, though.
Yeah, that's something at least. Yeah, you don't buy that item, okay. But you bought my rubies. Here's my diamonds. And what else do we got in here?
You're not gaining any gold.
That's because I have to offer.
You total sold 500. So.
Okay. I can go to the Fighters Guild and sell all that crap. Do you buy clothes?
No.
Okay. Let's see if I can barter to 600.
I think you're a little.
Optimistic, but you know. That's what I thought.
Take it to 550.
525? Fine.
Drop it down to 520. 510.
Ah.
Made $5 extra.
Worth it.
What training does she have? She has alchemy and something else.
Enchant, conjuration.
Conjuration
and
wouldn't be bad, but it's expensive.
Yeah, I need potions first, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Health potion, please. Fortify magic. Fortify fatigue. Poison, fire shield, invisibility, night eye, reflection, restore luck, personality, magic potion, intelligence, fatigue could be useful.
Magic potion you'll want to buy too, but you passed it.
Did I pass it?
Yeah, you even read it out. It was in that.
It was fortify magic though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
There was one over here. Restore speed.
Personality, restore magicka. She has 1.
We're gonna have to go buy from someone else, huh?
Guess so. go. I have some stuff to sell to the Fighters Guild or something, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
Is it though?
Is it really that interesting? 'Cause I don't feel like it is.
We need to find a way to regen MP because we are a mage. Do we need to? We're gonna have to learn alchemy. We're gonna have to start making our own magic
Probably.
potions.
Yes, Outlander.
Awesome.
Great.
The video's gonna be a couple minutes longer.
That's fine. Let it extend. Do our shopping real quick.
Hello.
Shouldn't be
Can
here.
you open this?
Where's the money in that?
Can you take stuff?
Fatigue and health. Those could be useful.
Those arrows.
Yeah, iron bolts and iron arrows.
Those will be useful for.
Fur helmet. Oh, is this our encumbrance?
I
I thought that was our
HP.
magic. but
Oh, I think that is our
that's
encumbrance. Yeah.
I'm just dumb. Restore health. Oh, armors, hammers.
Can sell them back to them.
Oh, these have weight.
You're over encumbered.
Yeah, no.
You'll pay for that.
Oh, no, okay. I cannot take that stuff. No.
Noted. Because we are not part of the Fighters Guild.
Yeah, I should probably join them.
Can you join multiple guilds?
I assume if it's like the Oblivion
Shouldn't be
and stuff.
here.
Hey. Hey. Talk to Atris Fire Eye.
Well, maybe we will do this next episode.
Yeah.
I think this is probably a good place to call. We'll come back in, sell some stuff.
Yeah, that works.
Come back in, sell some stuff. Join the Fighters Guild. Take all their crap, sell it back to them.
Make some money, find some more potions. And hopefully
Figure
get
out-
through that freaking ruin, because goddamn.
Figure out some alchemy stuff so we can start making our own magic potions since we don't have magic regen.
Yeah.
We did not think about that.
No, sure didn't.
Alright,
But anyway, see you guys in the next one.
later.